Hello, my name is Steve, and welcome to Unboxing the Boxes, the Star Wars Collection. Boop, boop. I've been a fan of Star Wars since the beginning. Since before the beginning. I was reading about this new movie coming out in newspapers and magazines before it hit the theaters in May of 1977. Once I saw Star Wars in the theater, and I'm talking Star Wars A New Hope, we just knew it as Star Wars back then. Shortly after I saw it, I began collecting, and I have been collecting ever since. So my collection is now 40 plus years old. I've collected all kinds of stuff, and to tell the truth, I have lost track of some of the stuff I've collected. So, with these videos, I'm going to rediscover some of the stuff I've collected, and well, hopefully it'll be a series, but we'll see how it goes. Today, we're going to start with maybe not quite so old part of the collection, and that is video media. We'll see what we got in the box today. Let's face it, I do not have everything that's out on DVD or Blu-ray. But we'll start with this, and we'll just work our way through it and see what we all got in here. First of all, we have Star Wars, The Complete Saga. And this is a Blu-ray set that comes in a little book form. Has all 6 movies from the original series, or the original trilogy, and the prequel trilogy, and a couple bonus discs. Kind of a nice little setup there. And of course, I like keeping the boxes to put them in. So, we'll start with that one. Next, we have the widescreen DVDs. Yes, at one time they were known as widescreen, because this was still in the days of analog TV. We didn't have the high definition TVs, so you had to watch which kind of DVDs you bought, because if you bought the analog ones, it would fill in your old TV screen, but of course you would miss part of the movie because they had to narrow it to fit the TV screen. Either that or you had black bars at the top of the bottom, which I prefer to have the black bars at the top of the bottom so that I can see the whole movie and not just part of the movie. So here we have The Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith, A New Hope. This is the original one that I saw in the theaters. The Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. All in widescreen, limited edition. Now, along with that, when you bought that set, you also got a bonus DVD. Okay, next, this was kind of neat because this is the original unaltered movies. Before, well, these came out actually after Lucas did it, but these are DVD versions of the old Laserdiscs, from what I understand. So this is the unaltered original version of the movies. So we have Star Wars, A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, and another bonus DVD. Getting a little more current, of course, we have Rogue One. This one happens to be on Blu-ray. I do kind of like the Blu-rays in that you get a lot more bonus materials. Along with that, we have Solo, also on Blu-ray. And then, of course, we've got the new trilogy. We've got Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, and then The Rise of Skywalker. So I do have the new sequel trilogy. So that takes care of the basic movies that we have. But of course, there's a lot more to Star Wars than just the regular movies, because there was also the Clone Wars animated series, and this one is not the computer animated series. These are the hand-drawn animated series cartoons. These were shorts, short cartoons. So if you get a chance to see these, I would advise you to get them. They are fun to watch. And of course, speaking of Clone Wars, yeah, we've got Clone Wars. So we've got Season 1, Season 2, Season 3, Season 4, Season 5, The Lost Missions. Okay, along with that, of course, with the animated shows. Oh, how could I forget this one? Star Wars, the movie, or Star Wars Clone Wars, the movie. This is what kicked off the whole animated series, computer animated series. They released the first one in the theaters. And tell the truth, after that one was released, it was good. It was Star Wars. Animation was a little rough. It's come a long way since then. Still fun to watch, though. And, of course, we've got the Rebels. So I happen to have the 4 seasons of the Rebels, Star Wars Rebels. Doggone, it seems to me I might be missing one. Isn't there 5? But anyway, all of them are on Blu-ray. Okay, now we get to some fun stuff. This is the basic stuff that most of you are familiar with. The rest of this you may or may not be familiar with. For example, let's start with these. Family Guy came out with a series of Star Wars parodies. It's a Trap, based on, I think that's the third one. No, the first one. Oh yeah, first one was Blue Harvest. Second one was the something Dark Side, based on, or kind of parodying The Empire Strikes Back. And then, of course, we got It's a Trap, which kind of goes after our favorite third part of the original series. So, those are kind of fun to watch. Another series on DVD that you may not know about are the Ewok Adventures. Yeah, I know if some of you have looked on YouTube, you may have seen different things, different videos done about reviewing these movies and so forth. But they were actually TV movies. The first one was called Caravan of Courage, and the second one was called The Battle of Endor. As far as I know now, they're not considered canon anymore. But they were fun movies for the kids. The Ewoks were, of course, a big part of it, and they kind of follow a family that crash lands on the moon of Endor. So, good little thing to have in the collection. Another thing was on Saturday mornings, there was a Saturday morning cartoon called Droids. I don't believe this has all the movies, I could be wrong, or all the TV shows, but they kind of put them into 2 different kind of movies. One is The Pirates and the Prince, and the other one is The Treasure of the Hidden Planet. These episodes basically follow R2-D2 and C-3PO. And once again, not canon, but fun to watch. And the last one of these things is the Ewok Adventures, or Ewoks, I guess. Again, Saturday morning cartoons made for kids. Here again, they took the series and they moved it down into 2 movies called The Haunted Village and Tales from the Endor Woods. So something to look up, see if you can find, add to your collection. Oh wait, before we go into the parodies, we gotta have this one. You can't, if you don't have the holiday special, the Star Wars holiday special, your collection is not complete. No, this was not released by Lucasfilm or anything. This one happens to be a pirated copy off of eBay. Somebody was selling them, so of course I had to have it. Now I believe you can even watch this thing on YouTube. Somebody's put it up there to watch. I don't need to say anything. If you don't know anything about the holiday special, you can do your homework and find out. Okay, let's go over some of these parodies that we've got here. Let's start with probably one of the most well-known ones, the Robot Chicken. And they are very well known. They are hilarious. I've found 2 DVDs on these. There probably is more by now. I kind of quit looking for them. I should really look back and see if there's a 3rd one or a 4th one that I don't have. This one's actually a movie called Fanboys, about a group of Star Wars fans that try to go, well, let's see. It says, get ready for the comedy adventure that's smart, funny, and tailor-made for the inner Jedi and all of us. In 1998, 4 childhood buddies with a shared love of all things Star Wars reunite for one final hilarious odyssey. They're taking a road trip to go to Skywalker Ranch and break in if possible. Next one. This is just a short film called Lucas in Love. And if you have not seen this, you need to. It is hilarious. It's basically about George Lucas in college and where he kind of came up for a lot of the different ideas that you see in the original trilogy. So, something to look up there. Star Wait is about Star Wars fans again, kind of follows them. It's a documentary about some Star Wars fans, and it's kind of about the really hardcore Star Wars fans, which I don't consider myself a hardcore one. I don't dress up in costumes and wait in line for 2 days to go to a movie or anything. But this one kind of covers that. Another documentary about the Star Wars fans called Star Wars. Kind of hard to say, but it was interesting. Not my favorite DVD, but it was good. And of course, there is A Galaxy Far, Far Away. Once again, another one about Star Wars fans. And it's kind of a 10th anniversary. It has a little thing on a 10th anniversary. Excuse me. Tongue is tied. This one is kind of cute. R2-D2, Under the Dome. Basically, it's a short film again. It's a mockumentary showing what happened to R2-D2 after the original movies were done, and how he kind of fell to the dark side, you could say, before he came back to the light side. This one is a fan-made film, actually 2 fan-made films. This is the one that actually introduced me to fan-made films. R versus D2, basically all it is 2 guys in a lightsaber duel. And like I said, I had never seen anything like this. And these guys kind of put this together before we saw all the great lightsaber footage come out in the prequel movies. These guys did a super job. The first fan film they made, they really didn't have a whole lot of budget. But the lightsaber fighting was fantastic. The second film, they actually had a budget. They had some people that were willing to put some money forth on it, and they took it to the next level. And even George Lucas, from what I understand, enjoyed these. Of course, most of you know about the Star Wars Lego. There's all kinds of those now. I'm way behind collecting the Star Wars Legos films. This one is just the Padawan Menace, which I'm sure a lot of you are probably familiar with. They are fun to watch. Of course, not canon. And here is probably the strangest one out of the whole batch, and that is Thumb Wars. If you're familiar with these, this is the creepiest thing about Star Wars you are probably going to find. All the characters are based off of thumb people, as you can see by the cover there. This is weird. It's freaky. I've had some people watch it with me and they never want to see it again. But it's fun. I like it. And here is probably the most special part of my collection. It was given to me by someone who isn't a collector themselves. They happened to come across it and thought I might like to add it to my collection. And there it is. I thought at first that this was a laser disc, but it's not. It's something even rarer than Laserdisc. I have no idea how to play it. I don't even know if the equipment to play these is still around or not. But I would like to, because this would have came out long before George Lucas started altering things. So, anyway, this is kind of the rarest thing I have in my collection. I would be willing to bet there isn't too many of these out. If any of you know what kind of disc this is, put it in the comments below. Here's a little bit of info about it, if that helps you at all trying to identify it. So, anyway, that is the first box of unboxing the boxes, the Star Wars collection. I hope you have enjoyed this, and if we get enough people watching it, I'll probably be making more. I can make quite a few more of these videos. So, until next time, may the Force be with you.